It's deeper than Kanye. It's deeper than academics. It's different. It's deeper than Afrofuturism, and you know what I mean. It's really, this is about ownership. This is about two different sides. You feel me? And so if you felt like, you know what I mean, everything that's still going on, and you still trying to find a way to breathe, be yourself, this is for you. Like, if you feel like you're doing everything on your own, if you feel like the media is all over the place, this is for you. You know what I mean? So I want to pause now and just ask y'all, like, what y'all think? Is Kanye crashing out? Is academics being a goofy? You know what I mean? Is there really any space for us as black creatives anymore? Like, I'm interested in knowing what y'all think. So that's why I came up here, because I know this is an important topic. And normally I don't do trending topics. I really just stick to teaching. But for us to really build the community that we need to grow, we're going to have to talk about stuff that's, you know what I mean, on the trending news. So without any further ado, I'm going to give y'all some of the thoughts, some of the research that I have, and etc. And I'd like to really know y'all opinion and know if there's something else y'all'd rather I talk about, or if there's something that we should do on this channel, or if we should just let it go. So here we go, right? Because at the end of the day, whether he's dangerous or not, I have my own personal opinions on that, but I do interviews. I am the media, so I feel like I am supposed to report on these things and give the information, right? I'm a journalist, so I really don't want to give my opinion too much. So let me know in the comments what y'all think, and if my opinions start to pour over too much and all of that, right? If it starts sounding like I'm being biased. So I want to start on the black creativity that been hijacked, because we gonna get to the Kanye and Act part. You obviously, if you're here, you either watch the interview. I know you ain't watched this interview before they watched this interview before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you came here because you watched that, and now you want to get feedback and find a community or some like-minded people in all of this. So let's talk about a broader subject so that we can make sure we all on the same page and in the right place. Because if what I'm saying don't matter to you, then my opinion or my research or my journalism won't matter to you either. So Afrofuturism, I had um this idea late today, right? That Afrofuturism is just another black section of, equity we gonna get cut out of, right? Just like when you go into a hair product section, like in Walmart, they have the black hair section. You go on Netflix, they have the black section. I think Afrofuturism is just the spot that they're carving out for us as black people in the tech space, because they don't want to let us in the tech space. And wholeheartedly, we be spending so much time. Just shouts out to, everybody in the chat. Thank you. Let me know what you think. Is Kanye crashing out? Is Kanye going crazy? You know what I'm saying? I see y'all in the chat. Is Kanye going crazy? Is he dangerous? Is academics being weird? You know what I mean? Let me know what's good, because we talking about Afrofuturism. We talking about capital. We talking about getting straight to the root of this situation. You know what I mean? We live. So one thing about Afrofuturism, right, is like, it's just like another Netflix pitch deck. Yo, how do we integrate this without really being a part of it? We don't really want to rock with the black people, the African Americans, the melanated people, the people of the diaspora. We don't really want to rock with them, right? So if you do rock with us, share this with somebody who really about that talk. If you got a group chat, send this to that group chat where it's like, oh, he talking that talk, bro. We found one. You know what I mean? We found one. Yeah, feel me? I actually had a really bad day. I see a couple of y'all asking me in the chat how our day was. My day actually was really rough. And that's part of why I'm doing this, because yeah, I'm about to like really tell y'all what happened to me. Like, I'm really gonna tell y'all what was bad about my day and how it has to do with the mental health, the Kanye West, the Afrofuturism. Like, I had a really weird day. You feel me? So I'm gonna actually tell y'all about my bad day, but I gotta set the floor, right? You know what I mean? So if y'all got any questions, feel free to ask the questions, and I'll answer them right here on this live, transparently. Right? So like, a lot of this stuff with the Afrofuturism and the black creative space, you know what I'm saying? It's really just like, I think it's just another marginalization. It's just another trap. It's just another way to put us in a box. It's not really meant for us to be accepted in the space, in tech, or you know what I mean, anything. Like, we're just supposed to be put on a shelf in a section where you can consume us as entertainment, or just like ideas or perspective, but not facts, not innovation, not pushing it forward. They say, Kanye, is Kanye crazy? He was or was he loud and brilliant, right? Is he a genius? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna talk about. I see someone in the chat. Shout outs to Coco. They giving back that feedback. Yes, we are gonna talk about suicidal thought. You know what I mean? Yeah, we was definitely. We gonna get there. I promise you. Because when you feel like you ain't contributed nothing to the world, and you got this pain in you that you want to share, and you don't want to hurt anyone else, you start hurting yourself, right? You start hurting yourself. So, I think Kanye West is a good example of this. So we gonna get into the suicidal ideations. We gonna get into that. I promise you. So they say Kanye wasn't always crazy. People used to treat him like he was brilliant, like he had all his value to add, and now they act like he's dangerous. And it's like, is Akademiks dangerous? There was a moment where I was watching him put the mic on him, and I'm just like, yo, you 5-10 minutes into this interview, and you haven't even acknowledged that he's in a Klansman suit. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. They might flag me. I wouldn't be surprised, and this is the larger issue as far as equity that we have as melanated people, right? There's stuff we can't even say on YouTube. It's not our platform. We'll get demonetized. They'll run that algorithm. They'll be like, oh, he has a certain shade, and he said Kanye, he said Akademiks, and he said another word, and I tripped. I tripped an algorithm. They like, hey, no, don't bring him up here. So make sure y'all like this. If you really like me, you like the channel, you want to see this grow, like this. You know what I mean? So give me some feedback because, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this, right? As far as the nuance, I want to get to the meat and potatoes of this, which is like what y'all want to know about Kanye and Ak, right? But Afrofuturism can look like an aesthetic. All this black creativity, all of this black excellence, all of these euphemisms we use to hype ourselves up is actually it can become very substanceless. You know what I mean? It can lack substance at a particular point because we not seeing no innovation. We ain't seeing no commitment. We ain't seeing no community. We ain't seeing no innovation, commitment, and community out of it. We just on Instagram hashtagging and entertaining ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, from a personal angle, right? I want to tell y'all, like, I be feeling like the game rigged. You know what I mean? This is going to go into the mental health part that I was saying, because it's like, I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't always be even feeling like being creative. I didn't feel like coming up here and doing this. You know what I mean? There was days that this stuff don't feed me. I had to get a whole food stamp card just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm eating. So like being a creative, if y'all didn't know, nearly 50% of creators make less than $15,000 from these platforms. I certainly haven't made $15,000 yet. I'm on course to maybe make like $10,000 this year, but I definitely haven't made. And who can live off of $15,000 in America? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all doing a good job with that little bit of money, right? So yeah, it's like, I've been cooking up some numbers, and this isn't just something that I'm experiencing. This is something that a lot of people are experiencing, especially on a massive scale. I don't know if you've ever heard. You can look this up. This is on national broadcast news that by 2053, the average black person won't have any wealth. You know what I mean? Like, especially collectively as a race. Right now, we have 1.5% of the wealth in America. Even though we make up over 12% of the population, we only have 1.5% of the wealth. So that means if we had the amount of wealth equal to the amount of people we were, we'd have 12% of the wealth in America. And that means we'd have 10 times as much wealth as we currently do. Imagine that. The median household income of black families is $24,000. So if we literally just, and the median household income of Caucasians are $180,000, right? So if we just had the amount of equity in America as we are as a people, we'd have 10x. That means we'd have at least $240,000 of home equity. And I think that that's a big part of why we're not supposed to get no equity. We're not supposed to get no ownership. We're not even supposed to be thinking or talking about this, because if black people own their weight in gold, own their weight in home ownership, own their weight in companies, own their weight in stocks, we'd have a lot more wealth than the average American because of what we contribute and what we've possessed, right? Because that's just the numbers. That's not my opinion. That's the numbers. If we currently at 1.5 we have 12% of the population, but we only have 1.5 of the wealth. If we had 12% of the wealth, that would mean we'd multiply our wealth by 10. We'd be at 11.5, right? That means we would multiply our household income by 10. We went from 24,000 to 240,000, right? But right now, they just trying to sell us as another brand, right? They just trying to create another narrative of like, yo, Afrofuturism, you know? But like a lot of these large language models, they don't have nothing to do with us. They don't even highlight and record the history that we find accurate. There's so much wrong with the AI space right now as it relates to us. And number one issue is we can't afford it. A lot of us don't know about NVIDIA, AMD, you know what I mean? Palantir. Like we don't know the infrastructure about this stuff. We're not invested as a majority. I know about these things. I've grabbed some shares, but it's like as a community, we don't know about this stuff. Only 3% of black people are in tech. Only 2% of black people are in VC, which is venture capital, which is the equity. I mean, the money that people can give away so that they can, start establishing equity and ownership. And also, only 3% of people that are black have entered the crypto space. These are just statistics, right? This is what they know to be true. So even if, people are like, well, we can't always trust statistics. Well, we could double it and it still isn't significant, right? 6%. It's still not enough. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just talk about some solutions. Hopefully, I don't keep y'all here too long. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned before, community, innovation, infrastructure. You know what I mean? These are the things that we need. Like, I don't want to make this a doom and gloom conversation because Kanye West has shown us a lot, right? About how to be creative, how to, you know what I mean? Be a force in the industry where people got to take you seriously. One of my guys was saying to me, he like, Kanye controls his image and his narrative. LeBron owns and controls his narrative. You would never see people talk about Jay-Z or Michael Jordan the way they talk about LeBron and Kanye. Let me say that again. The media will never talk about Jay-Z or Michael Jordan, right? They would never be crazy about using their name or, talking about them crazy. They won't talk about Jay-Z and Michael Jordan the way that they'll talk about LeBron and Kanye West, right? Because those are two people whose image and likeness isn't completely owned and guided by the narratives of mainstream media. Now, obviously, they play ball, they get their promotions and stuff. Obviously, they platform Ye. They ain't completely take them off Google. They ain't completely take them off YouTube. They let them, live to a certain degree. And recently, Kanye didn't put his album on any streaming platforms because he don't want to give them no more money. Same thing with LeBron. LeBron has his own agency. He's been managing himself. His friends been managing him. Like he has his own team of people, right? He's got Nike deals, but he also has a lot of equity and a lot of ownership of his own. So it's like that's part of the solution of what we need here. We got to start practicing ownership because that's when you become talked about badly. Oh, LeBron, he not the GOAT. He needs this, he needs that. Oh, Kanye, he's erratic, he's this or that. But he posed a really good question. He said, they'll put me in a hospital for the clothes I wear, which says a lot. But then it made me think like, dang, but we can platform and watch someone who should be taken, who we as a society say should be taken to a hospital for the way that they dress and think, but we watching that person. We've consumed their stuff. So how much of that has affected us? You know what I mean? Which y'all let me know, right? I provide a lot of insight on these things on a day-to-day basis, but that's why I wanted to come up here and talk a little bit of top of funnel subjects so that y'all can find some of the digital tools that I have that help with this, right? Teaching you about ownership very quickly in less than a day. My stuff's super quick because I'm one of them people who's like, bro, I don't got time to be reading and writing notes and doing all of that extra stuff. Like, tell me what I need to know so I can apply it. So I can apply it and then I can learn from what I've applied. But I don't like taking notes and constantly having to revise and revisit information and like let's get to it. So I created them kind of tools where I tell you what I'm using, how to use it, you get to it. You know what I mean? It don't take a long time. So a lot of those are on my website. You can check out my website. And if you're watching this video, make sure you like and comment this joint. Like ask me some questions so I don't just be making content for no reason. Like, you feel me? We 15 minutes into the interview. If you 15 minutes into this conversation is live or whatever, give me a comment so I know what I need to keep creating. Like, I don't want to create more videos like this and y'all skipping them, y'all not watching them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's that. That's what I really want to let y'all know is like, I got free tools for y'all. If all of this stuff sounds overwhelming or you're like, all right, but what I'm supposed to do about this? Like, why are you telling me this? It's because, yeah, you could download my free guide. You could watch more of the videos in the playlist. You know what I mean? I do consultations. I build digital stores. I made this merchandise. You know what I'm saying? I got some vibes for you. I got some information. I got some support. I got some feedback. Even if you just want to hold a conversation, I got space for that too. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna move on from all of that stuff because, like I said, the solutions are clear. These are things we could all just search up. But I'm really I'm the solution. Like I am the solution. You know, Ye was popping it on the interview. I'm a Gemini too, so I know how he be feeling. It's like we don't care about all of that other stuff because they not trying to get to the solution. We don't care about no drill rappers. We don't care about no execs. We don't care about no big brands. We don't care about people shucking and jiving trying to get views. We don't care about clickbait. We care about getting to the solutions. You feel me? So that's what I represent. Period. You know what I mean? So we gonna keep that moving. Actually, I'm gonna wrap this up because we don't need to talk about this too much. I think you should rewatch this, right? You know what I mean? I really think, you know what I mean? I moved through this real quick because I didn't want to stay too long on this without knowing if y'all really rock with this. So if you did rock with it, you know, play it back, go to the parts that you felt like were important. I'm gonna use my best software and technology, AI stuff that I got to, you know, make this video much easier to watch. I'll have some like timestamps. I'll, you know, have some stuff in the descriptions. And I mean, we could do this more. If y'all really into this, we could do this more. Just make sure y'all like, subscribe, share in your group chat, share it with people. Be like, yo, boy was cooking. He asked some real good questions. And we could deep dive. I could give you more statistics. We could talk about more opinion based stuff. Shoot, you can come on the live. We could talk about it. I'm open to guests. You know what I mean? But yeah, we out of here, man. I ain't trying to keep you too long. This was just something that I felt like was an easy way for me to introduce people to the channel as well as talk about something that meant a lot to me. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the mental health part, right? So if you're still here, let's talk about some real stuff. Today I woke up and I had to ask myself, like, yo, I asked the chat bot because I felt alone. I felt like I was alone, and I asked the chat bot. I said, yo, I think I forgot how to make money. Like I'm losing confidence. Like I don't really know what's the meaning behind what I'm doing. I ain't confident to talk about my stuff. Like what's going on with me. And it says something important to me because I come from a background. It says something important to me. Let me finish that. It says something important to me is like people are not reflecting your value back into you at this time, and that's why you feel like this. And I had to really think about that. Like, yo, where did that come from? Where did I get this sense of like, I need to figure this out on my own because ain't nobody messing with me, ain't nobody rocking with me, and that's like, man, I don't want to internalize that nobody likes me and no one wants to work with me. That's not my reality. That's my pain. That's my trauma speaking, and that's what it said. It said, yo, TJ, you're not a failure, mind you. I'm talking to my AI because I feel like a sense of no one's with me. So it's like, yo, you're not a failure. You got trauma, and that trauma is related to you not having certain things backing you up and certain things forming against you, right? You fall. Ain't nobody got your back, and things is in front of you trying to keep you from moving forward, and then you feel stuck. You feel stagnant. So like, I was really like, yo, man, what am I living for? Like, I really started I never go through no suicidal ideations, and I wouldn't think that that's suicidal. I didn't want to hurt myself or nothing, but like, it made me start, empathizing with people who do want to hurt themselves or who have hurt themselves. Or it's like, dang, is this where this starts at? Like, you don't know what you want to live for, so you question what's the meaning of life and all of that stuff. And it's like, I knew that darkness because I used to have homicidal tendencies when I was in the hood. You know what I mean? And I wanted to hurt people who look like me. And I had, somebody question that. They said, yo, y'all be hurting each other, but y'all don't be at the cops like that. And it shifted my paradigm. So I knew when them demons was lurking in my life, that's what let me know that God was real in my life. You feel me? And I seen somebody else in here say something about being an atheist, but it's like, yo, cosmic scientifically, you know what I mean? If there's cancer, that means there's cures. You feel me? If there's hemorrhaging, that means there's healing. So I just think for whatever you see in the world that's evident as, things that are bad or harmful or destructive, you have to ask yourself, if people can come up with this much destruction, where are they getting the will or the interest or to live and move forward through those troubling times and those hardships that are out of their control? And who gave people the power to be so destructive, right? These are the questions I had to ask myself because there had a lot of demons around me, and I knew the demons and the devils was real. So I'm like, it can't just be a one-way game, and everybody who been playing this game couldn't have just been playing it without some insight on both sides. So that was something what I was going through. I had to get myself right. I had to call some of my homies. They had to be like, bro, you not alone, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna figure this out together. So for anybody who is going through that, because I know a couple people came in and was asking about that. Now I definitely be going through it too, but I have a sense of foundation principles and justice. I have a level of impact in my life that I want to make. So I have some things that I've built as a structure to self govern, right? So I think that if nothing else, I mean, that's something that you can get here, and I'm willing to help you with as well with this channel and the content we create. So that's all I got. I went over the 20-minute mark. You dig? But I feel like it was important. I wanted to share that message with you also. Bless up, subscribe, share, do y'all thing, and let me know if I should make more videos like this.